Abundance, my family. Abundance gods, abundance humans. Because some humans think they're gods and they're human. And there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their role to play in the game. But we're going to talk about beating the matrix today. We're going to talk about defeating the matrix. Because a lot of y'all really want to defeat the matrix. You are tired of playing this game and you want to know how to get out of it. But then there's beings who come here and tell you how to get out of it and you don't listen. Been reading the collective. Been reading it. So let's talk about, again, how to get out the matrix. Because if you watch my previous videos, I've been giving y'all a lot of steps on how to do this. But you got to act within your own reality. See, y'all are living in your own reality, right? And you have to realize that you're in your own world. You're on your own planet. Any beings who show up for you are for you for a particular reason. Some of them appear to be against you, but they're actually here to test you because you wanted that test for yourself. But you have to be able to see everything for what it really is. High-level discernment for a high-level being. Low-level discernment, and you will move like a low-level being. We're going to talk about defeating the matrix today, though. I know a lot of y'all want to, end what it is you're doing. And I'll be honest with you. If you're any being who has not stood up for yourself, I don't really care about what it is you're doing. I'm not going to put my energy into try to wake people up to what they got to do. This is only for the individuals who are already actively attacking this reality with all of their might. Any beings who are making excuses, you can stay right there. I really don't care about where you go and what you do because you're not standing up for yourself. And people treat you how you treat you, my family. So, because you don't care about you, that means I don't care about you. Because that's the reality you're having, you're asking for. And I'm going to have to respect what it is you're doing in that reality you're asking for. You don't want nobody to care about you because you don't care about you. So many times people think that somebody's supposed to really stress out over them because they're not doing it for themselves. No. You're being a vampire. So at this particular point in time, guys, you need to stop worrying about what other people aren't doing and only worry about what you're doing so you can attract those who are doing what you're doing. If you're spending time and energy worrying about what everybody else is not doing, then you're going to create the reality that you bring those people to you because you're in their frequency. You're actually trying to overcome that. You can't overcome a being's frequency that doesn't want to overcome their own frequency. Let them live. Let them do what they do. You do what you do. And by the way you live, you will change the world. Do you realize that every place that you go to heals the land? A lot of you are actively doing work within self, but you're trying to figure out what to do next. And your feelings have already told you what it is you should be doing next, and you're not listening. I'm in every area that I'm going to tell you about my experience. Every area that I go to, right? I don't know where I'm going to go to next. I'll let my higher self tell me where I go. I made sure I overcame a certain level of the matrix that I could actually do this at this time. I made sure I was prepared to do this. Not even realizing I was prepared to do this because I just continued to stay righteous. You stay righteous, you do things from the heart space. Other beings are not going to agree with you when you do things from the heart space. But as long as you stay righteous, you'll be blessed. You'll be blessing yourself. You'll put yourself in a position which you can bless yourself. So in these realities that I go to and these worlds that I go to, that I travel on my realm, I realize that the first thing that happens when I get there is heavy storms. Everywhere I go, heavy storms. Then what happens is the sun will boom out and then it will get heavy storms again, big thundering, not realizing that we are causing these things wherever we go. So a lot of you beings are in the same grid that you started at, and until you get out into the other grids, by whatever way your cosmic blueprint tells you to, you will not actually tap into your information, because as you heal the land that you go to, the land heals you. You don't have to leave the country to do this. If you feel called to leave the country, that must mean that's on your journey. But you do not have to leave the country to do this if you do not feel called to. But you do have to do something. A lot of beings are stuck in the same loop of questions about how to do this and how to do that, but they're really not engaging nature. Nature's not teaching you because you're not engaging it. You're in the same grid point that you started out in. And because you're so afraid, and the Matrix does things to deter you from leaving where you are, even for a weekend, just so you can see what I'm talking about, right? You will not get the information that has been waiting for you in this certain piece of the land. Because everybody's supposed to be doing something right now. Every primordial being, because there are levels to what we are in our realities that we exist in. Some are primordial beings. Some are humans that have high level knowledge that are going to help the other humans that we might keep around. Some are gods that are guardians. Some are scientists. Some are master builders. Everybody comes with their own package, their own set of skills. All of us do. And we also understand that the levels that we are in the game are meant to be taken over. The levels taken over. Basically, we're supposed to be doing what it is our skill set is, and moving into that energy of our skill set. If a better way to say that. And a lot of beings worry about other beings and what they are not doing. And you need to be worried about what you are not doing. Because the reason why you cannot attract the beings that you want to attract, because it's really not even about the people that you want to attract. It's really the information to save yourself. Because everybody wants to save the people. But the thing is, when you tap into your inherent abilities, that is actually tied to saving what it is you got to save. We are the crystal's energy. But the thing is, you can't tap into the crystal's energy until you have saved yourself. You can't save anybody else. You can't. It's impossible. It's not how you set the game up. It's not. Everybody has their own blueprint to get out of here too, in that way. And the funny thing about the Matrix is, when you really start to make things move and when you really start to heal yourself, healing yourself is way beyond physical too. You can get to a high enough level of energy that anything that you consume will not affect you as long as you alchemize it before you consume it. That is also a lower level, 4-dimensional, 3-dimensional type of thought process as well. As we move into the higher dimensions, nothing will affect us. It's all about energy. What energy are you carrying? What energy can you transmute? It's all your energy. It may look like, let's say, I'm not saying eat donuts, y'all. I'm just giving an example because I don't eat donuts. But let's say if it's a donut, right, and you're tapping into your alchemist abilities, you can do mudras on that donut and you think it looks like a donut through your eyes, but you just transform it into something else. So there are levels. Once you overcome the physicality of this game, then you tap into your energy and you begin to get the answers that your energy has. But you would not be able to get the answers unless you were able to tap into your physicality and overcome your physicality, that aspect. And no matter what you consume, you can transform it as long as you're intentional about what it is you consume. How to get out the Matrix. You have your own blueprint. Everybody wants this 1 + 1 = 2 type of deal when your reality was never set up to be like that. And the problem is, if you actually try to, get with beings before you have realized it, and they're not doing their mission and you're not doing your mission, you actually keep yourself in that dimension that thinks that you need them. The true dragon beings do not need anybody. We need self first. By tapping into all of self, self will help you in all of us. It will help yourself, and it's the tools to help you. Nature is you are never alone if you are in nature. The animals continue to show you you was here for us. You used to speak to us. You just forgot. You spoke to us. Now, some beings do not have that capability. But the dragon beings, really, we are beings that love to be around each other, but we were in our own shit. Many of us were in our own shit. Like we would love our worlds that we would create, and inside of our worlds, beings would be created, which makes sure we would never be alone. And then when we finally saw each other, you know, we would have a lot to share because of our individual realities that we were creating. Real gods of creation here. Everybody's not a god creation. Some of the creations are watching these videos like, yo, this is over my head, because you're probably a creation of the god. Like, this is a lot for people to take. That's why I'm like, yo, y'all really want to come to higher dimensions. Y'all be bullshitting. People be bullshitting. Y'all really don't want to come to the higher dimensions, because when y'all be hearing higher dimensional stuff, I be feeling y'all energy check the fuck out. Y'all be thinking y'all want this. That's why the whole higher dimension thing has been glorified. But the glorification was actually confused for the action. Talking about it was confused. You talking about a higher dimension was making you think that you was acting to get there. Instead, when somebody comes and tells you actually how to get there, you check the fuck out. And you tell them and yourself what it is you're doing. You know, oh, I'm really not built for that. And you find out where you are. And you heal and you get past it, and you built yourself up for it. There are many things in the matrix you must leave in order to overcome the matrix. Basically everything. One at a time. And the thing about this game is you set yourself up in this game to have these particular attachments so you could let them go. The more difficult attachment, the more you're going to be holding on to it longer, depending on if you think it's important. Kids, jobs, money, habits, vehicles, homes, family, friends, whatever. Your comfort is really going to be questioned as well. You think that you're comfortable at a job. You think that you're comfortable in an apartment. Until you leave it. Yo, it's interesting. When I sold my home, y'all, I never looked back. I thought that I was going to actually regret that. I thought, and that was a version of me that was still holding on. So that was a thought process that was attached to the version of me that was trying to hold on. But when you don't listen to the previous version of you that tries to exist, and you just go into how you feel, because it's going to be a challenge inside of you. It's going to be the version that wants to hold on to it, and the version that says, yo, it's time to let it go. One of them is going to win. The one that's always going to win is the version that is giving you the higher thought form, the thing that appears to be difficult to the version of yourself that is existing right now. So when you begin to listen to that version that's always giving you difficult tasks to do, because that's how you set it up in the game, you gain confidence in that version and begin to listen to that more than the egoic aspect of yourself. So I thought I was going to regret it because I was tied to that egoic aspect. I left and I never looked back. And I don't know where I'm going to be week by week. But every week it's been beautiful since I've been gone. It's come with many, many challenges. Police try to challenge me every day now because they know they can't touch me. Because I'm in what they call God mode. Many of you are in God mode. They can't touch you. If you've achieved a certain level in the mission, they can't. They want to. They always be trying to mess with your energy. But they can't touch you. And they show you in many ways. They show me in many ways. Because I am the destroyer god. And many of you are destroyer gods as well. And you don't have to do anything. You don't got to lift a finger. All you got to do is be at a particular area and you heal that land. Every area I go to, the land is getting healed. Thunderstorms, rain. The rain is healing, cleansing. If you get out in the rain, family, while it's cleansing, it's going to cleanse you and you're going to accelerate your cleansing process of the land. You begin to make the beings in the area actually do shadow work, look inside of themselves. Even shadow beings, you really will stir up the pot. Everywhere I go, I stir up the pot. I think I've stirred up the biggest pot here in Georgia. I've definitely stirred up this pot. This is Atlantis. I'm not in Atlanta, but this whole entire landmass of Georgia is very, 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 very strong and special. As I've stirred the biggest pie here. It's very interesting. We don't have to lift a finger. The whole thing that you think you gotta lift a finger, you don't gotta do as much as you think you gotta do. All you gotta do is do what feels good. Really, honestly, you just gotta do what feels good. The fact of the matter is, many of y'all do what doesn't feel good, which is why you're not manifesting. Because every single time you do what doesn't feel good, every time you think you do something that appears to be work, but it doesn't feel good. Work's supposed to feel good. I want you to understand that too. Work is supposed to feel good. If you're not feeling good with the work you're doing, whatever it may be, even if it's spiritual work, then you probably should question why you're doing it. Are you doing it because the Matrix says you have to be consistent at a particular practice? Because that's actually creating resistance from what it is you're trying to manifest. Remember where you come from. Remember how you're wired. You're wired with feeling. And that feeling's supposed to feel good when you're moving, because that feeling is tied to your level of creation. So if you're doing things that don't feel good, then you slow up your creation. And then you also slow up the answers that you get, because as you begin to create, you jump dimensions. And on those dimensions, you have batches of information that you will get to give you details of how to survive in that dimension, flourish in that dimension, and then move to the next one. Also, it gives you a better eyes of what to see from previous dimensions, so you can be able to assess, compile data, and then use what you learn from previous dimensions to actually be able to navigate now. So let's say if one of the things that you normally were not good with in previous dimensions were discernment, you were too naive. Many of you are very naive. You're very, very naive. You think everybody is like you because they look like you or they talk like you. You're very naive. You're very naive. Many of you. It's like babies, honestly, when I'm looking at it from the dimension that I'm existing, and not to like come at your necks or nothing like that. But a lot of y'all naive as a motherfucker. And the only reason I knew that is because I was naive as well. So I know what it looks like when you get out of that aspect. When you're naive and you think everybody, just because they seem like a good person, they're a good person, you get caught the fuck up. Because there are so many beings that exist in the dimensions that you exist in that want to keep you there because you power the whole thing up. So they appear to be your friend. They appear to be your friend. They appear to talk like you, look like you, right? But let me tell you something about false light. False light can't be in real light, y'all. I'm gonna tell you. I want you to monitor false light. Where are they at? You cannot let everybody into your reality, because they're trying to take it over or redirect your path. Which is why I put up that post yesterday about the false tarot readers, seers, psychics, prophets. Because the spiritual movement has been overcome. Not overcome. It's a psyop. Basically, the spiritual conscious community, they are hijacking your love and need to want to fit in. And because many of you are alone, that traumatic aspect of you being alone is being hijacked, and you're allowing everybody to enter into your field, which will control what it is you're doing in that field, because there will be a lot of subconscious implants into you that you're not realizing are happening, that you're actually causing the way you actually manifest and create in the reality. They're creating another matrix that is masked as spirituality. You just got to see it. You just got to see it. Yes, brother, it's been compromised for sure. And you got to be able to see it. But a lot of y'all are naive as a motherfucker. I want to hear, like, you need to find solutions for yourself. People always ask, like, Coach, well, how'd you do it? I keep on telling y'all that it's not about how I did it. The fact of the matter is I did it. I'm in God mode, and I broke free, and I'm never going back. And because of that, I'm getting a lot of confirmation. I'm getting a lot of information. I'm tapping more into my primordial self, because I'm at a particular level where I can give myself all of my time. I keep on telling y'all that this whole getting out of the matrix thing, y'all be looking at it so linear. That's why you still fucking stuck. Some of y'all that think y'all got out are still in this joint. You're linear. Yes, you use things from it, but you do not let that become you. There's no cookie cutter way to do it. It's never been like that. I remember I used to have clients And I would realize that when my clients, want me to coach them, they want me to coach them like everybody else has done it. Well, meanwhile, I'm trying to give you your customized program for you, and you're looking at me that's like somebody who charged you $10,000 for something that everybody else is using the same way. That's not how it works. You have to realize that, and by the way, I don't coach people no more. That's not what I'm into right now. That's not what I'm doing. I'm coaching myself. I'm learning from myself. I'm in the class of myself and nature and what myself is teaching me. And I am teaching you based off of that knowledge of what I'm teaching myself about the previous realities that I existed in and what many realities many of you exist in. You have your own cosmic blueprint to get out of this matrix. There are ships all through the sky. Can you hear them? Can you hear them? They're hovering over me right now. You probably can't hear it, but I mean, why do you think they're there? You think you're going to be struggling for a long time? You just got to move and trust. You have been so protected. When you find out how much you are protected, you were like, I wish I would have done more. Some of y'all be like, I should have done more. I should have wilded out more. I should have tested it more. What you think they here for? Everywhere you go, the sun follows you. I mean, everywhere. Well, if I'm talking to a God, I'm talking to a real God. Like, there's a lot of fake gods out here that be thinking they real, right? Where are your abilities, fake gods? That's why you got to also see that too, real gods. Like, a lot of fake guys will be talking that same energy to y'all, but they don't be having nothing to show for it. Like, what's up? Because the real gods at this time are connected directly to nature. We don't need no books. We don't need none of that. Read a book. Read a book. And our book taught us how to get out of that. If we listened to it, if you read it, you got books with so many like instructions for every dimension that you exist in, just waiting for you. Every last one. New book to access. But you're holding yourself back because there are previous thought processes that told you what freedom looked like from the previous reality that were actually told to you to keep you in a higher level of the previous reality. Catch that. Catch that. Do you realize what you really are? You can create with your mind. You can make nature move at will. At will. And create whatever you need to create. Structures from your mind. That's how I'd be telling, like, okay, the gods, there are humans and gods that are waiting for the primordial beings to come online, because we the ones that's really going to shut this down. A lot of y'all don't have the power to, so y'all just like getting set up, because there are guys that are going to bring order, and there are guys that are going to sustain it. I'm seeing that too. Yeah, I'm seeing that too. Like I said, though, you got to do what you got to do in your journey. We on a timer. Everybody's doing and moving at the speed they're supposed to move at. Don't be thinking you going slow either. Just continue to assess yourself every day. If you assess yourself every single day, you can't be going wrong. You're always looking inside yourself. You're constantly improving. A lot of y'all put too much pressure on yourselves, which is why you can't move as well. That's another one. Too much pressure. You think it needs to be done in a certain way, at a certain speed. We need to relax. If you relax, you could create a lot faster. The fact that you're not relaxed is why you can't create as well. That's a big one for y'all. You're too tense. You're always in fight or flight. Well, what do you think you're going to create in that state? Your whole nervous system is not even on point. Man, you got to be believing what it is you create. You got to know that's a fact. No matter if you can't see it. No matter if your reality appears to be tough right now. It doesn't matter. You know it's not going to be tough. There are gods showing you every day, and there are gods who aren't showing you. Those are the ones that are offline. There are many, many, many gods offline. Maybe some of y'all should be getting offline so you can actually allow your own thoughts to enter into you. Especially if you're not posting nothing on this platform, you'd be hiding, not having your picture up. Well, then you need to probably like just disappear then and figure your shit out. What you need online for if you're not actually getting light from it or giving light. You get and you give. It's reciprocity. So if you're getting light from online, you should be giving light too. A lot of times that be why y'all can't be having shit going on with yourself as well, because you're a vampire. You're a god that's still in vampire mode. You're taking and you're not giving anything because you're allowing fear or whatever the reason is you're hiding on this platform to also hold you back as well. This shit crazy, yo. And y'all think y'all gotta give. You gotta give if you're gonna be taking all this knowledge from us. You just can't be just sitting here watching. You gotta be giving something too. That's why ain't nothing happening for you. Why your powers ain't coming online? You trying to sap everybody else's and you're not putting it out for yourself. How you a primordial being and you out here hiding? You don't believe in yourself. You don't know who you are yet. You can't. You can't because either you're off or you're on blowing this bad boy up, transmuting it. You see all them ops out here? How we all on the battlefield, right? As soon as we get on this social media, it's a literal battlefield of the mind, right? So I want you to imagine we all on a real battlefield, right? And everybody got their swords, everybody fighting, right? Because everybody been trained, we know what we doing, right? And then we over there looking at your ass. You like, yeah, whoop his ass, whoop his ass, whoop his ass, whoop his ass. But your sword, you left your sword inside the castle. You ain't got no armor on, so you getting smacked up on the field as well. And then you're like, well, you gaslight yourself. You're like, yeah, I don't got to post. I'm gonna just sit here and be all right. So get off the battlefield then. Get off Instagram then. Get off, because you a vampire pretending to be a god. Don't bullshit yourself because you can't bullshit me. I see you. I see your excuses. I see you gaslighting yourself. I see you. If you on here, share light, get off the battlefield. Because this is a battlefield for your mind. Everything that you scroll on this thing wants a piece of your mind, wants a piece of your creation. It does. It's trying to survive. It should do that. It should do that. Every single time you're on this platform, it wants a piece of what it is you create. And the more you click on certain things, the more your algorithm begins to learn what it is that can pull you in. That begins to suggest it because your phones are listening to you as well. So when you be saying you alone, when you be saying you don't got nobody around you, when you be saying you can't figure it out, when you say you don't got no money, when you say you afraid to leave your job, it feeds that based off of you. This device, yo, is probably the most dangerous tool for our ascension at this time if you're not using it correctly. Guaranteed. 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 And if you're not using these bad boys correctly, you in a loop. A lot of y'all in loops. You looping with the same old talk, same old complaints. Looped. Put this motherfucker down and hear you out. And listen, a lot of people don't be saying that because they be needing these social medias. They be needing your energy. A lot of y'all be needing some of our energy. So you don't want us to leave, or you don't want us to tell y'all to leave, because it's like, damn, well, I'm here to really help you. I don't really care whether you like me or not. I'm past that point. I got all of nature that loves me. I got those ships in the sky that love me. I got this sun that loves me. I got me that loves me. So why would I care about you loving me if you don't love my authenticity about loving you and telling you things that you need to hear so you can get the fuck up out of there? So your complaints can go away about your reality. You shouldn't be complaining if you have complaints about your reality, that means you're not creating nothing in it. Your reality is creating what you wanted to create. What it wants to create for you to stay into it. If you have any complaints about your reality, look inside of that and see what that's about. Because this is at a particular point in time where we are taking our power back. Certain of us are taking our power back so we can show the other beings what that looks like. Somebody got to do it first. Somebody got to do it first so we can be able to give you the broadcast from where we're existing at. I'm giving you the broadcast from where I'm existing at. I'm going to heaven. I'm already here. It's just getting better every freaking day. Every day reveals more. I see 369 a lot. Reveals so much more. But here's the thing. A lot of beings don't really look at nature as heaven. They're looking at the stars as heaven, not realizing you got to love this nature before you can get back to the stars. Nature is uncomfortable in the beginning as well, especially when a lot of y'all are toxic. You get bit a lot. You know, it's uncomfortable. We have been conditioned. Our environment inside of our bodies, externally, internally, have been conditioned for inside of somewhere, around frequencies that are constantly attacking us. And when we're not around those frequencies that are attacking us, we do not feel in place because we have been programmed to like our ass whooping. Nature is your immune system. It is you. You are going back to yourself, so it's naturally going to heal you. It's going to turn your mind online. These trees are your internet. They are your internet. This ground is your internet. This sun is your internet. If you do not have answers, you stay in nature. You turn these devices off. I can only use this device right now because I have answers and I'm giving myself answers, so I deserve to use it. I wasn't online for about a week because I was fixing more aspects of myself in the dimension, which means I have to stop talking on these devices until I got answers for myself, until I'm confident enough in the dimension jumping. Because a lot of times when y'all don't jump dimensions and you're jumping, you need to shut all noise down and then stop speaking as well. It's okay to shut these things down from time to time. It is okay. You ain't missing nothing because you're the show. You've always been the show. The celebrities really be watching y'all. Lo and behold, they've been watching y'all. There's like a private social network that the beings that are watching you have, that see what you're doing, like the cameras that are in your homes, the Wi-Fi devices that are watching you, all the cameras out in public and in your car, listening mics on the car, the ones on your phone. They are literally like in rooms and have access to you and they're watching you. Yep. That's a big secret as well. They be watching you. It's a private network. They see what y'all into. Bets on what you're going to do and everything. I guess this is a real thing. That they all be watching you. The trick is that you think that they watching, that you watching them. They watching you. You in the real movie. You have been seeing this whole time that your life is a literal Truman show. And the whole time, Truman thought he was existing just as a regular being. Meanwhile, everybody was about watching him. Every car cut him off in the street. That was all on purpose. Doesn't that happen to you right now? Doesn't that happen to you right now? All these things that just seem like a coincidence. It's too many coincidences that happen. It's about you, y'all. Yo, nobody's going to hurt you here. You're not going to go broke. And even if you do, there's something waiting for you after that broke. If that is one of your biggest concerns when it comes to money, like, yo, if you still worried about money in any way, you really ain't tapped in to yourself, because money should have been one of the first things some of y'all overcame. What? That means if you can't create money, that means you ain't really tapped into your internal wealth, because it doesn't matter what system exists. You're supposed to overcome a system to actually create your own out of your creation to make money. So if you ain't made money yet, shit. What are you doing? Are you just reading books about manifestation? Or are you not doing it? Like, that was the first thing I learned when I woke up was manifestation. Manifestation was the reason why I realized I even had power to begin with. Because I started to follow the things that I learned from like Esther Hicks and Abraham and Kevin Trudeau and, you know, all these people that had made money, because that was the dimension I was existing in 8, 9, 10 years ago. Right? And I began to study that. But that was a lower dimension. So a lot of y'all, now the world is changing to higher dimensions, and you're realizing that you actually did not overcome the other dimensional stuff that you were supposed to overcome, because that tapping into money is literally tapping into your inherent ability to create from any system that's being presented to you, and to take that system, find something that you love to do inside that system and actually flourish because of it. So a lot of beings are like, damn, yo, I ain't figured that out yet. Shit. The earth is making moves. Whether you sit still in your ass or not, she making moves. So you get to figure out what you got to figure out with what you got. Make it work. Better make it work. Where's your creative abilities at? Money? Money ain't shit. Where's your creative abilities at? I told you, I'm reading the collective. I know what y'all going through. I know what y'all feeling. I know what y'all complaints are. I told you I read the collective. That's why I be feeling like I'm talking right to you. Because I be knowing what you into. This is one of my abilities. I can read everything that everybody's into. As soon as you tap into my live, I'm already tapped into your energy. So that's why I know what to say. I know what you got going on. Talking directly to you. Real coaching in session. Real class in session. Like that. For real. That's why sometimes I be feeling like I'm next to y'all. Because I be really next to y'all. And I care about y'all. I want y'all to win. Because you're here. If you on this platform, that means you're ready to hear the real stuff. You're ready to hear you know the bullshit. You see it. It's just that maybe you need something to push you. And I am the version of you that gives you something to make you say, oh, I got to stop bullshitting myself. Because a lot of y'all be bullshitting yourselves until somebody tell you you're bullshitting yourself. The problem is you're such a powerful God that beings are too afraid to tell you about yourself. And the only ones that will tell you about yourself are other brothers and sister gods. But the problem is we have too many people online that are pretending to be you, telling you things that keep you into a loop. And then the other ones that are really you that are not online. And then the other ones that are online that you ignore because the algorithm told you that nobody else watches them. So you should ignore them. And because a lot of beings are also afraid to speak real, actual truth because everybody's afraid of offending you. We're not realizing that us guys, we're not afraid of offending each other because we were not trying to, and we understood the intention behind what we were actually assessing about you. It wasn't about offense. Even if you took it in that way, our intention was elevation. And you looked at it like, okay, there's something that the other guy's telling me so I can elevate. This is not because they're mad at me. This is not because they're coming at my neck. They're seeing something inside of my field to help my field expand. And they're just making a suggestion of what they see because they are your reflection as well. What's up, homie? Got a bunch of deers around me. Deers been coming up to me. Been seeing some reptiles around. I'm so happy I finally see my reptiles running around. I've been asking for bucks. I've been playing with my manifestation, asking for more bucks because a lot of the bucks, you don't really see a lot of bucks in nature because their horns are always sought after. So I asked to see bucks. That's how I be playing with my manifestations now. Because the real wealth is like nature to me. So I'll be trying to just get more nature to come to me. That's like my goals these days. And like I showed y'all the video in my stories with the deer, and it was two bucks, two teenager bucks. And I've been trying to get them to come to me. And now the mama or the sister has been bringing them a lot to me now. So I started to feed them. Hey, what's up, girl? How you? Go around the other side. I got some seeds for y'all. Yeah. All right. She down there. Let me show y'all. There she go. Hold on. Don't run. Where you go? She ran. She running. Don't run. I guess she don't want to be on camera. They be so shy. You heard her run? They so shy. They so shy. Deers have been through so much. They really have. She ran. She's like, hell nah. I'm good. Somebody said, is there anything wrong with loving people and love being around people? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Nothing wrong with it at all. And hopefully you didn't take what I said as being around people was a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. But when you are realizing who you are, and if you are a powerful being, and you being around people, people's consciousness is the most important aspect of being around them. Because if they do not have a high of consciousness like you, then they're going to be projecting a consciousness from the reality they exist in, and they're going to be projecting it on you, which is going to influence what it is you manifest. So being around people is not the problem. It's the consciousness of the people that you're being around. That's the problem. And King Hood, don't hit me up in my DM. I'm not talking about my DMs. I don't really want to. I'm answering my questions right here. You don't need my help. Not in that way. I'm not going to give you a specific answer. You ask a question right here, and I'm going to give you an answer to help everybody. I'm not doing that. That's like you. If I'm here right now giving you my time, which is valuable, and I'm answering questions right here, what is so special about your question that you can't ask right here? So the collective can be helped from it. That's what I'm doing. Don't go around me like, oh nah, I want him one on one. Nah, I just gave you an answer for your cosmic blueprints. You want an answer? Right there. Right there. Respect my time. I ain't playing with y'all. Respect my time. Somebody says that black obsidian on my necklace. Yeah, it is. This is like an orgone generator. These here are specially made for me from a cosmic medical blacksmith. There's a goddess out here that is a cosmic medical blacksmith, right? And many of us have abilities, right, that can shape metal, family, and it can heal us and enhance us. I want you to think about, like, you know how Batman had Alfred, and Alfred made a lot of his weapons, or Blade had Whistler, and Whistler made a lot of his weapons, or Black Panther had Shuri, and she made that's a real thing in the cosmos. So the goddess that makes my stuff, she makes them especially for me because she knows what it is I need. See, the thing about us, our connection, is that I learned that everybody also shouldn't be making your jewelry as well. Because if they're not putting intention behind your jewelry, you're just like, they're supposed to be doctors. A lot of beings have hijacked that game as well. The jewelry game, the supplement game. When you deal with crystals and copper in that game, there is only certain beings that's really going to give you that type of information and alchemy to be able to do that, right? And this is like an orgone generator. She's making me a new one. It's actually some wild stuff. It's getting better because she's tapping into her abilities as well. And that's like a lot of beings that be making y'all stuff is hijack the jewelry game. But the thing about this is, when y'all actually see how we actually make things and what we do, you're gonna see the higher levels. Like I told you, the high. I ain't gonna say 5D. I'm gonna just say higher dimensions is coming in. They coming in. Y'all about to see what it is everybody used to mock previously. Because you know how in the 80s, that's when a lot of rappers would wear a lot of jewelry, but they would only wear gold, right? Copper would not be pushed. Meanwhile, copper was on the penny because they wanted to make you think that copper was not valuable. Meanwhile, copper is more valuable than gold. It actually holds more energy. All right. So copper and crystals combine with certain shapes from certain beings that imbue it with power. It does things to you. Like what I did. Like a lot of y'all said, thank you, bro. See, ancient one be knowing, he be locked in. Dark matter generator around your neck, bro, cooking. Yo, yes, thank you, bro. Thank you. You know, but a lot of us are actual like I'm a cosmic doctor. Like when I do my mudras in my language, I am doing surgery on you on a cosmic level. We got that. We got that. The things that I'm be teaching y'all about and eventually showing y'all in person, like okay, here's one thing that I seen that I can talk about because I know for a fact it's going to happen. A lot of y'all people was hitting me up asking me about my retreats, and I know I'm going to be having some next level God level retreats. I don't know when, I don't care when. I know it's going to happen, and a lot of you are going to lead those retreats with higher level abilities. Because let's say the goddess who makes my copper now, right? Let's say if beings like her were there and she made something for you while she was there, right? You're going to come out that joint with powers, more powers. We can do so many things to our avatars from the abilities that we have. We activate certain things inside of us, little markers that we place inside of ourselves to activate other beings. Like we got the powers that we have, the structures that we build, the crafts that we make are beyond levels of sentient. But you have to keep elevating your mind and do not let a matrix type of situation in front of you affect what it is your imagination does. See, a lot of this stillness, right? A lot of these ticky-tacky linear things, it affects and attacks your imagination from you realizing that you are totally unlimited, and it stops how you think unlimited. Like I'm into unlimited right now. So I'm giving you things that you may or may not have heard before, only read before, but I'm telling you really, really is, because when I'm tapped into the unlimited, nothing can stop my expansion. There are things that are attacking y'all that are stopping your expansion. It also stops your ability to have answers about the reality you're living in. No expansion, no answers, because your answers only come from your mind expanding. Imagination. Can you imagine? Because creation comes from your imagination. When you create a new reality, you're really rebuilding it. And a lot of us are realizing that we're rebuilding our realities subconsciously and consciously at the same time. You can be rebuilding your reality by going to sleep. Just going to a particular area, you're injecting your energy into that area. Like you're the serum for these areas. Like as I look at these mountains, I'm like, yeah, this land feels healed because I came here. And they are pissed in town because it's healing and fucking them up too, because they're the parasites. And parasites do not like the medicine. They try to attack the medicine. But the thing about being the medicine now is you, the medicine, can only be attacked if you allow yourself to be. Because you're the only one that can stop you right now. You're the only one that's ever could stop you. So the game is to trick you to stop yourself. That's the game. That's the game. Somebody said the mudra with the hands destroyed the encryption in your brain. Basically, his hands become moving, healing hieroglyphs, a true alchemist and true God. Facts. He explained it very well. He explained the mudras very well. And didn't they show us this in movies anyway with Doctor Strange? This is why they gave us movies like this. So when somebody you saw that really could actually do these things began to help you, it wouldn't be too much out of your reality. You already seen it in movies. You've been prepped to see people with powers and receive powers for a long time now. You were the one that was supposed to be delivering powers. Some beings had to come on here and give you powers, or give you the ability to give yourself powers. Because all we do is bring assistants inside of you online that are already there. We're not putting something there that's not there already. It's already there. It's already there. It's already there. And you can't do this from a level of anger, because that's how they lower your frequency as well. It has to be with a level of control. And when these beings try to make you angry, you have to change the energy that you're about to feel and take it and alchemize it into something else. More stillness, more calmness, more emotional control. If you took what I said today, you would be able to escape the matrix if you could vibe to the frequency, which is what I'm speaking on. You got to be at a certain frequency to even process what it is I'm saying today anyway. But if you want to get in God mode, you better follow your cosmic blueprint and listen to your feelings. And stop always trying to get with everybody else and start fixing yourself. You got to fix home first before you try to fix everybody else. You got to fix home first. You ain't all the way fixed. Don't attract beings that are like you to you. Because all you're going to do is attract your reflections to you. If you're not where you want to be, if you still have any complaints about your reality, that means you're not where you want to be. Which means that if you attract anybody in your space at that time, they are you that you're trying to overcome. You're trying to overcome a level of you to get to the next dimension. Yes or no? If it's no, I get it. You don't want to go nowhere, so you're going to attract somebody that is where you are. But if you're attracting beings that are a part of a dimension that you're complaining about, then now you got to depend on them overcoming these things and their things as well before you leave. That's why I ain't trying to attract nobody like that yet. I'm not done yet. Listen, well, you'll see me when I'm in the air. Until I'm there, you see me here. Because all I'm like, nah, nope. I know what it is. I know what it is. I know we move. Many of us be dolo. We help nature. Nature comes first. I'm Mother Nature's son. That's why she made me king. Because I'm her son. And that's my first priority. Hold on real quick. Hold on, y'all. Let me go ahead and get that out of there. Nobody can disrupt right now. There we go. There we go. All right. Yeah, Bobby Morgan, my bad. Bobby Morgan, yeah, a lot of our inner circles get cleared out when we jump higher dimensions. Because, when we find people, it's like when you want to find somebody to be around you at this time, they have to be in lockstep with the level of intensity that you bring about your mission. Because when you are moving and you're jumping dimensions, it's looked at as chaotic by beings who have not tapped into the level of chaos yet. Chaos is not a bad thing. Chaos is constant change. One day you can be thinking one thing, another day you could be thinking a whole nother thing, even sometimes contradict yourself, and you right on both occasions. You had this thought, you said you weren't going to do it, next day you do it. Just to overcome that you are not held back by anything you said yesterday. If it conflicts with what it is you're feeling right now. Chaos. Somebody around you would be like, yo, you chaotic, you all over the place. I can't deal with this. And it would slow your way and your cosmic blueprint up. Because your cosmic blueprint normally probably is chaotic. Everybody must go at this point. They can't keep up anymore. It's interesting. I also realized too that many beings, as we attain full power and sovereigns, because many of you are in your sovereigns, cosmic sovereignty. See, it overrides the sovereignty that you think that you need, like, all that getting that paperwork stuff and driving with no license plate stuff and showing police paperwork on that stuff. No, there's another kind of sovereignty that a lot of you are not really understanding, and that's called cosmic sovereignty. Cosmic sovereignty is when your reality can't touch you and you're moving with that. You don't need anything. You don't need any paperwork. You don't need any license. You don't need anything. They can't fuck with you. And a lot of you are heading into your cosmic sovereignty, but you have to overcome the mind first, what you think you can and can't do, that you already can do. And you have to prove it to yourself at lower dimensions so you can get to a dimension where you realize that you're embodied with this spirit, which you can't be touched with. And your reality responds to you based off of your level of frequency. Because I move with cosmic sovereignty. That paperwork is a whole nother trap. Anybody who is talking that stuff is trapped or trying to trap you. Because that is not how you get your land back. I never, ever believed in that. I always knew that was a trap. You mean tell me, so if I'm trying to get my land back, I'm going to ask the same people who stole my land, all my resources, to give me paperwork that comes from the trees, which are my land, to showing them that I really don't know shit if I feel like I got to show them anything. It's not a do thing in that way. It's a do thing in the internal world way. Like, your internal world must change. You think you got to go to a courthouse and do all these things on a computer and go get this trust. You are in a trap of a trap of a trap. And that's okay. And that's okay. Because that may have been the lesson you had to go through if you're going through it right now. Or if you're realizing that's a lie, that's some bullshit. I'm going to ask you, who took my shit without paperwork, for paperwork to move through the reality. And still got to explain it to you. You pull me over, I still got to explain all this stuff to you in this way, which most of them don't understand because they're like, oh, you don't know yourself. So because you're still explaining things to me, and you got that from us. We gave you permission to be free. How that sound? How that sound? When every civilization we was ever shown which got their freedom took it back. But you were shown they took it back through war. See, you don't have to go to war when you tap into your power. You're whooping ass by sitting still. I'm whooping everybody's ass in this area. I don't know how many miles this is, sitting here talking to you. And they know it. And they're acting like it out here. because I bring the sun where I go. See, before I got to this part of Georgia, it was cloudy. It was dark. It was dark. Hear my crows? Kleos kiamos kiloamore please o kaigmos kilext boklamora kuext. The clees o shiramaluamos correct. McClast. It was dark here. It was cloudy here. It was gloomy here. Man, shit. 3 days. Storms all 3 days. Boom, 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 all in the sky. Working. You doing all that just by sitting there. I was thinking I had to go hiking all damn day, wear myself out, trying to outwork something that I don't even got to do that much work for. Now, don't get me wrong, it's good to go hiking and do all that stuff. But you know me, I'll go hard. I'll go hard until I realize I don't got to go that hard anymore. And that lesson for me was to realize I can do this sitting down as long as I'm in here. I'm trying to run around in my body externally. Meanwhile, the lesson at this particular time for me was stillness. And because I listened, I was shown my true power. I'm going to do this in the atmosphere, no matter if I'm traveling around on foot or I'm sitting down in a chair in a cabin, looking in the woods, having a good old time. It's happening. As long as I continue to do things that feel good. And when hiking stopped feeling good, I stopped doing it and became still. And stillness is the shit, because you're dealing with all that is in there as well, which is increasing your internal energy and increasing the injection that your energy puts in to your reality, into your grid point that you go to. A lot of y'all not going to y'all grid points. Like, I feel like I gotta go to Arizona. It's because you gotta go to Arizona. I feel like I gotta go to Georgia. It's because you gotta go to Georgia. Figure out a way to get there. Spend a week there. Wherever your higher self has been telling you to go, yo, just figure it out and go and see what happens. Don't take nobody with you if they're not on your frequency. Just go. Don't tell me y'all that broke out there that y'all can't even do that for a weekend. You can't give yourself a week or a weekend. You really under that much subjugation that you really are not going to allow your higher self to tell you to go to that grid point and you go there for a week and you give yourself some time. You really not going to do that for yourself? Shit, this is why I get it now. I get why you ain't got no powers. I get why you ain't speaking your language. I get why you're not remembering. And I get why you're depending on people who glamorize things, glamorize knowledge that are ops. Yo, there are certain ops that y'all be watching that look like literal clowns. And the only reason you watch them is because of their appearance looking like clowns. And then they tell you information that resonates with you. You're locked in with them. I want you to understand something. When the algorithm supports these beings to this level, you know they're clowns. They're ops. And they're actually psyoping what it is you are here to do, because they want to control what it is you listen to. Glamorize you through higher level knowledge. Now beings are telling you what you should do. And some of it's working, but then they continue to tell you the same things over and over again. And then you don't see them outside. That's why y'all be trapped up in here. Tap into your sovereignty, though. Yeah, these beings look like literal clowns. Like, they be looking funny as hell. Like, yeah, because they have to look unappealing to the eyes, speaking high-level knowledge to actually get your attention. Sometimes when beings are too good-looking, you don't take them seriously because you assume they had an easy life because they're good-looking and they can spit knowledge. Sometimes they give you clowns, real actual clowns in human form. Yeah, most of them, shit, all of them, they've been studying us. They've been studying us. They've been studying everything. Like I said, it's that private network. It's that private network that they're tapped into that nobody else is seeing, that they're learning from you. Private network. Your conversations with friends, your private builds, these things. They're learning from all that stuff. And then they're taking it and they're jumping on it, and the algorithm is supporting it. And y'all be thinking they're the new ones. Like, there are even beings that have jobs commenting, so you can believe it. The whole time that being is only there to get your energy. Meanwhile, you think that everybody else is giving it to them, but you're the only one that they really focused on. What's this? Oh, this is a good question. Thank you, Mr. Sun. Thoughts on people who say we all come from Africa. These are beings who are actually also ops as well, whether they know it or not. Because last time I checked, there are beings that come from that are okay. I want to give you this analogy. I don't know what it's called analogy, but I'm gonna give you this example, right? Imagine that there's a plant, and that plant, to be at its full power, can only be grown at a particular part of the world. Like I used to sell a product called maca root, and maca root could only be grown in Peru, 14,000 feet above sea level in the Andes Mountains. And if it was not grown, right, in the Andes Mountains, the maca would lose its active properties, a lot of its active properties. So beings from China would come to Peru, and they would take the seeds of maca and they would plant them in China, and then they would sell it to us over here in America, and the maca would be very bland. When I found a pure maca that was grown through an ancient freeze drying process in the Andes Mountains, I brought it to the people, and they were like, "This is the best maca I've ever tried in my life." What's the difference about it, right? A lot of y'all miss that maca, right? But I told y'all, when I come out with something, I come out with it, and then when it's gone, I go on. Especially if y'all don't appreciate it. A lot of y'all didn't appreciate that, so I took it away because it cost me too much. Anyway, without digressing. So let's back to his question. There are certain beings that are only supposed to be grown here in America, and there are certain beings that were only supposed to be grown over there in Africa. This energy points that they are basically grown at are only for them to be there. So beings who say that we're supposed to be in Africa are trying to trick the beings that are supposed to be on their grid points over here in America to go to Africa and not to realize that this is the land of milk and honey for these beings, which is why they bring a lot of beings from other countries to blend in with you, and they take the resources. Meanwhile, you don't get anything because it's been an attack on the Aboriginal beings of this land. So those beings are also being used to trick you as well through glamourism and very complicated talk and the same talking points. It's like the movies, y'all. It's like the movies. You realize that these movies are playing over and over again. They're coming out with another Superman, another Fantastic Four, another Lilo and Stitch. Like, they are running out of things to do and tricks to do because it's over. So they cannot create anymore because it is your turn to create. They're waiting on you. Even the beings who are here to trick you are waiting to see what you're going to do. They're going to continue to trick you, but they're kind of bored as well. So they're not even making new shit up. They're going to say the same thing over and over again until you get your shit together and realize you're being tricked and get with your program. Many of us are from America. Many of us are not. You need to get to where you need to be. Listen to your higher self. Your higher self will tell you. Everybody needs to be at a different place. Get to your point. Get to your points, plural, if that is you. Some of us inject greater parts of ourselves in the land, right? Everybody talks about contribution. You realize that your greatest contribution is to the landmass? If you are a primordial, I'm talking to primordial dragons, right? There are certain dragons that are only supposed to be giving back to the land. The land needs us to heal it. It needs us to heal it. That's what we're here for. Let me see, any more questions? So that's my thoughts on it. First things first, also, we also came from everywhere too. But many of us spawned in certain areas on certain energy points, and when we get back to those energy points on those certain areas, we are at our greatest potential. But we can travel all over. But there are melanated beings that are from this landmass, and there are melanated beings that are from the other ones. Let's see. Another question. Oh, man. Dr. Umar speaks on Panafricanism. That pan thing, yo. Pan. Who else uses pan? Pansexual? Peter Pan, never growing up, thought process, programming. Pan. Whenever somebody uses that pan word, red flags go up for me. Red flags go up for me. Red flags. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I want y'all to Google pan, and look into what that is. Thank you, Ancient One. Yes, they are both agents, y'all. They are both agents. Correct. That's why, yeah, pan, damn it. That's why they continue to, that's why they are so big. Remember, if they were so big, the previous reality would not support them. They support them because they are here to trap you. That's why they're here to trap you. That's why beings don't be coming at me, because they know who's real and they know who's fake. It's not safe to come at me. None of them. I could say their names all day. 607, Smoke the Creator, Umar Johnson, Tariq Nasheed. All these beings y'all be worshiping, be ops, straight up and down. But they ain't coming for me. You know why? Because I'll fuck them up in a whole nother type of way. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna find nobody else making videos about me. And then they're just gonna stop if they ever did. Because they know what this is about. Watch y'all be following the wrong ones. Some of us got whole legions. Oh yeah, I forgot he is as well. Oh yeah. He is definitely one. He's realizing he's one as well if he didn't realize before. B-Del for sure. I had to block that brother. He was stealing some of my content and then trying to say it in his little complicated way. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's another one. Why are you exposing him? Because my job is to vanquish false light. That's not your job. My job is about vanquishing. I am a demon slayer. In the Cleo Zukamerek, please, for the correct like Zorek poemos, clean ags, Ujikin do Mikaik lex, Uixex, Umikarax, Meclemos, the correct Mujigaext. Mecleg Zorik, correct. Correct last. Meloemore clee, alright, never outside, always in a dark room. I want you to look at these beings that be in dark rooms too, yo. Why you always in the dark? What you hiding from? Y'all know the names. Y'all all know who they are. It's just that, and I you know what? I'm gonna look at this from a higher perspective, y'all too. I am grateful for all these beings. I am grateful for all these beings because they were here to help us with our discernment. Right? Right. They were supposed to lie and deceive because that was their role in the game. So it's not about getting mad at them or any of that stuff. It's realizing why we put them there in the first place. And the fact that we got to a dimension that once upon a time could not see who it is they were. And by confirmation that we can see who it is they are, shows us how far we have come. Some of us, we would swear by these beings. We would swear by them. And then all of a sudden, we enter into a dimension that allowed us to be the overseer of a previous dimension. And we can see everything. We're like, damn, yo, how come I didn't see that before? Because you're in a new place, you're in a new dimension. And it was only because that being was giving you tests right there that made you look inside of yourself, because they always got to give you truth. See, ops got to give you truth with lies. Can you find the truth? Can you find the lies? It's like putting together a puzzle game, right? And you got to look through the pieces and put them together. But at first, it looks like a bag of chaos. You don't know, like you just got to search for it. That's how it was with them. That's how it was with them. They serve their purpose. Nothing wrong with that. Even your friends and your family that did what they did, they served their purpose. I'm grateful for them. I was in a dimension once upon a time, you've seen me because I shared it all, where I was pissed. I was mad at them because I couldn't see why it is they were doing what they did. I couldn't see why it is they betrayed me. That was a dimension that I was in. But as long as I continue to assess inner self and continue to do the things that felt right, I would continue to jump dimensions and be able to access the previous dimensions. And a confirmation that I can assess it is the fact that I am getting answers about it that I normally didn't get before. You go to a dimension like, and now boom, well, they were actually there for you. They were actually not against you. You actually contracted them to do that in your game. So you need to get back to gratitude so you can go ahead and continue to jump. Because you being mad at them right now is keeping you there where anger lives. And that's not a thing where you're going. So you got to let that go. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, interesting. Somebody said my left eye's twitching, body switching, all that stuff, you know what that is. Thank you, divine, supreme goddess, Yes, because when I speak, it's activation. I don't even got to speak my language to activate y'all these days. I can just tell y'all straight, honest, straight up truth that helps you jump. While we're on this live video, many of you are jumping dimensions. Real talk. This is why some of the greatest tests were against me. Because they knew I was built for it, because I had a really big mission here. I'm activating the land. I'm helping activate y'all. I am literal medicine, walking and talking, and many of you are as well. It is what it is. Tap into your medicine. Tap into your higher perspectives, because you're here because you wanted. You're here because you wanted. A lot of beings want to pretend to leave the dimensions, but they only want to talk about the same shit because they really don't want to leave the dimension. They want to pretend to leave the dimension. Are you about that energy, or are you about actually wanting to hear the things that make you feel uncomfortable so you can get past the discomfort, get with it, figure out what trauma caused the discomfort that I what's the word I want to use? Incite it and overcome it. Because every time you overcome trauma, you begin to jump dimensions as well. Every single time, you bow, new perspective. Because trauma is not there to hold you back. Because when you have trauma, you're emotional about something, which doesn't allow you to see the full spectrum of what it is that's giving you the reaction. You're reacting. You're not thinking. You're not assessing. You're not dissecting. See? So when I'm telling you these things, it makes you dissect so you can jump. If you're a being that wants to dissect and you're into dissection, you want to hear a different perspective so you can see if you missed anything. Sometimes if you find out you missed anything, or sometimes you find out that you're right on point, and that confirms what it is you already been telling yourself. It's another thing as well, family. It's another thing as well. You feel me? I mean, do you really feel me? It's the Chloe MRX. Doing what feels good. And why wouldn't you want to do what feels good? Why wouldn't you want to do that? I mean, we already felt the other thing. It was only supposed to be a little time that we were supposed to feel that type of life. We're going to appreciate the life that we're stepping into because of the life we came from. We're not supposed to stay in the life we came from, guys and gals. Sometimes we get obsessed with the pain because obviously the pain was something we came here to experience. But when you have made a decision to not experience it anymore, you have to do something about that inside of your reality. Let's see, any other questions? I saw somebody question about a cat earlier. I don't know if that person is still here. It was a while back. Let me see. It was something about a cat. I hope they put it in the question circle. That's why I don't like to scroll too much. Let me see. Thoughts on enhancing grid points. I'm gonna give you the most simplistic answer. Go there. You enhance you. Remember, you're the injection to the grid point. You don't enhance a grid point. It's waiting for you to heal it. All right? You're just coming together with a level of yourself on this planet. You don't enhance it. It's already there waiting for you. You heal it. And then it enhances itself. You see? That's how it works. Like, I'll give you an example. I do the language. I speak this tongue, right? And I help you heal yourself. Putting certain pieces of you together inside of your body like a shroom experience, right? And then you enhance yourself off of that upgrade you just got. Same thing that happens to nature. You go to these points of nature, right? Not your neighborhood. I mean, like really make it a little journey, right? Because you're never going to want to go back when you do it. And then you go there and you exist there, wherever you, if you're in a cabin, if you're in a tent, whatever you feel you got to do. And you begin to heal that area, and it fixes itself. It gets the parasites out. The sun gets hotter there. A lot of beings are here in Georgia from Florida, but I'm reading their minds, and they're like, how come it's feeling as hot as it does in Florida right now? Because I'm here. And because I'm here at this particular place in Georgia, because Georgia is very big, it now feels like Florida to many of them. Because there's a lot of melanated and non-melanated gods, dragon gods in Florida, because it's hotter. And then you got the other beings, the alligators and those beings out there that are also dragons too. So Florida is a big, big, big grid point, and it's getting hot regardless out there. But there are certain places like this in nature that a lot of the gods do not go to, that are overridden with parasitic beings. They hurt a lot of the nature beings out here. A lot of beings are very afraid of them out here. So these areas are giant land masses that are here waiting for you to come out here and heal them, so it can be as hot as Florida out here, which it is. This is the jungle. This is the jungle. Now it's back to rainforest jungle type. Bouts of rain, clear sky, dry, just like Florida does. Florida is the jungle. The whole world was like that. It's just that your energy has not been on certain grid points for so long. These places needed your healing in order to get back to their regular circadian rhythm as well. Okay? How do you feel about astrocartography? I don't even know what that is. I do not know what astrocartography is. We don't even, I probably know what it is. I just don't call it that. There are a lot of definitions that a lot of humans created for our arts. I don't know what that is. Can you explain what that is? I don't know what that is. I don't really give a lot of definitions to a lot of these things that we do because they're on a human level. But that there is something I've never heard of before. So you got to explain that to me because I don't know what the hell that is. Do you sometimes, oh, this is a good one. Do you sometimes walk, and if you close your eyes for a second, like a blink, you see a whole different reality, but when they open, you are in your current reality? I think I'm time my reality jumping. That happens to me. That happens to me when my eyes are open, to be honest with you. I've been getting so many visions about the real reality, because the thing about this is this tells me that your imagination has been expanding to the point where you really are not seeing it just when you go to sleep. You're seeing it all the time because you're always using your imagination. Am I right? Am I wrong? You're using imagination a lot? And if you are, that means that you are beginning to build in your reality, and you're merging and you're coming together with it. You're about to do those things. So closing your eyes is not even gonna, it's the vision. Like my visions, they come when my eyes are open and closed. I see things right now. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at this craft that I'm building with my mind. That's dope. Wow. I'll describe this craft to you. This crab is like, it's like the background of my old background that was in the house when I had like that 3D background. That's what the crab is like. It's like black, but it's like a void of black. And when I fly it in the air, it reflects off of anything around it. Like it's cloaked, but it's not. And the cockpit is actually based off of feelings and emotions. So it's like it goes off my consciousness. So I gotta do movers to move the ship. But when the ship moves, I don't move with it. Like I don't like go like this all over. It has its own gravity field inside the ship. Boom. That's what I'm seeing right now. That's how your imagination works. Like, you just got to be able to expand. Can you expand your imagination? I mean, when you do it, that means you really can. That's real. That's a real place. That's a real place. You guys, you're omnipresent. You can exist in all places at one time. I mean, this reality of limitation was supposed to be limited, not forever. When are we going to expand our minds so we can create those things? When you start creating those things, you create those. You even create the ability to think about those things. That is you showing how far you're going, because you can even think about them at all. If you can't, that means you're not there yet. But if you can think about things like that, that means you can, because I have never seen that on a TV or a show. And they take those things from our creations as well and distort them, because they can't really, mimic what it is we do. They can only mimic it with the level of distortion that they have access to. But they're distortion, so still it's not going to be the full scope of what it is you can do. So, at the end of the day, great question, brother. Great question. So yeah, y'all, continue to do what you do. Continue to love yourself. Continue to follow these instructions, and you will literally find yourself in a new place, in a new time. All you got to do is expand your mind, expand your field, test your boundaries, because you have none, and you will see what I'm talking about. But don't let yourself get looped into a lower level thought process, because the way that we create is much more fun than building huts in nature. That is not what we fucking do. Build no freaking huts in nature. I build fortresses in nature. Huts. I don't do that. That is so primitive to me. I'm royalty. I do not live like that. I built fortresses out of nature. What? Come on, y'all. Hear these ships in the sky? What you think they like? Come on, yo. That's all right, though. Because some beings are not meant to believe until the beings that believe show them what time it is, and then they start believing. Like, the whole, they couldn't run the mile in under like 4 minutes or something like that until one person did it, and then everybody began to do it. Some of us are the ones that are here to actually do it, to be in the realities, teaching from the knowledge that we get in our reality, so other beings can see the level of reach that they actually do have, and change the level of perception they have about their reality, and begin to assess and grow. Assess, grow, nonstop. And it's fun, and it feels good, because it feels good to feel good. If you don't feel good, what's going on there? If you're complaining about your reality, what aren't you creating in your reality or ignoring from your higher aspects? Higher aspects are always telling you what to do. It's a matter of if you're going to listen to your higher aspects. Are you going to listen to yourself? Or are you going to continue to listen to the egoic aspect that likes the reality, likes comfort, that likes your excuses, that likes the fact that you gaslight yourself into misery? Because your ego loves that company. And your higher self is going to continue to make your life a living hell until you accept the mission that you came here to actually do. The missions. Everybody say, what's my life purpose? But well, you got you know how many you live a new life on each dimension that you live in. Each dimension that you live in, you're in a new life. So you imagine how many you have, like 1 million purposes, yo. You jumped so many dimensions since you've been here. Purpose, one purpose? I got one purpose? Sounds like a trap to me. You telling me I got one purpose here. You're trying to trap me into that dimension that only does that purpose. No, I have many purposes. So do you. So do you. Meklax, ujikst, glagaraksu. Glagaraksu te korek me vleos, most chirect. Dos klema raktum. I'm gonna sun gaze before it goes down. Y'all enjoy y'all nights. I love everybody. You know, this comes with love. Apply this knowledge, and you'll understand what it is. But this is cosmic level knowledge here. All right. Like okloek la as oremos kiek tu eloas correct. So cloemos zita correct mo glensed. Bli osquast. Mclair oskian so esquist. Mo indirect le zuikt. Tosh. Tepakidik rex su malawama repli index uchikarag su malawamost. Blik otoreg mugli indaeg lo oskier emeremost. Blik for de kimbo oskila eyes emeric. Blik for tokum palme repli an steric. Blik for tokuma reclis orag zotoric. Blik jags eremos. Flees aek gong sure klum basaraxt.